Hi and welcome. I'm your host Patrick Murphy and this is On Track. Hi and welcome to On Track. I'm your host Patrick Murphy. Today with us we have Heather Styka. So Heather, can you introduce yourself and give us a brief background to your music?
Sure. I grew up in the Chicago area in the suburbs, and now I live in Chicago, and I tour for the past 5 years. I've been on the road more often than not, which is awesome. But I do folky singer-songwriter stuff, basically whatever happens with me and a guitar. But sometimes I play with the band, and then who knows what happens then.
So what's your musical background? When did you start playing, that kind of thing?
I was maybe 13, and I was all kinds of teen angsty. And I started on piano, but then I pretty shortly thereafter taught myself guitar and just kept on writing. I can't quit, yeah.
So at what point in your life did you know that music is what you wanted to do?
I don't know if I still know, but yeah, I got out of college. I went for creative writing, and that is the least employable thing you can choose to do. And it's, instead of going for my MFA in poetry, I was like, oh, I'll take a year, I'll do some music, just see what happens. And I can't quit. I love it.
All right.
So yeah.
So let's have let's listen to your first song, Platform Shoes.
Cool.
I was riding my bike round with platform shoes, hanging out in basements and breaking curfews, planning to move overseas soon as I turned 18. Like new dresses we tried on dreams, Maggie was gonna work for the magazines. Me, I picked up guitar and cut holes in my jeans. We wanted answers fast as the future. The future comes on its own time. We wanted songs to make us feel like all our loneliness was there for a reason. I'd run off and take the train downtown, drive to the state line with the windows down. But when I'm gone, yes, I've always been that way. I keep expecting to run out of road, find the kind of love to make me wanna stay at home. But I'll always be moving if I'm waiting to be asked to stay. We wanted answers fast as the future, but the future comes on its own time. We wanted songs to make us feel like all our loneliness was there for a reason. Everything has changed, but nothing has changed at all. I still ride my bike, but without platform shoes. After half a dozen loves of my life, I'm still learning how to choose. I'm still learning how to lose. Subdivision sprung up like clover, and every year when the summer was over, we believed we could start with a blank slate. Maybe these stories are written inside ourselves, and we cling to the illusion we can change ourselves. Maybe I loved you since I met you, and I continue to wait. We wanted answers fast as the future, but the future comes on its own time. We want songs to make us feel like all this loneliness is there for a reason. There for a reason. There for a reason. There for a reason.
Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Hi, and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy. Joining us today, we have Heather Styka. So, Heather, can you give us a quick overview of your music writing process?
I write all the time. Like, I can't stop writing. And that's not like a bragging thing. It's just a nature of my existence. And so I will be like coming up with ideas in the shower or while I go for walks or when I'm driving in the car. Basically, if there's not other music playing, something's going to pop in my head. And the question is whether or not I'm going to capture that. And usually I just like take down a little voice memo, write down some lyrics, and then maybe I get the first verse, I get the first chorus, and then I see sort of the structure that I'm going to be using, and it unfolds from there. Every so often I'll come up with an idea and then like have to pick away at that, but the hard part is always in the editing to make it what you want it to be in your head. But usually the melody and the lyrics kind of come at the same time, which is maybe unusual, but yeah.
So, as a performer, what is one of the biggest challenges you face?
Messing up in front of people, but that's actually not, I don't mind that. I don't really, I think that's part of the art. Like I love being on stage and I love connecting with people in that way. So performing itself, there's nothing challenging about that for me. I'm most at home behind a microphone, but the challenging part is like sending the emails to get that gig and then begging everyone to show up. And like all of that just requires a great deal of, well, I learned to have a thick skin. It wasn't that way in the beginning.
All right, let's have a listen to the next couple of your songs.
Cool.
Ooh, Annie and Joe met operating roller coasters. It was a decent summer job for two kids with big dreams. Joe would say on the loudspeaker, buckle up and hold on tight. It's gonna be a wild ride. And the passengers would scream. They were sneaking glances until their shifts were over. Each word was a love poem from across the coaster track. No amount of logic can give summer love a limit. And the neon lights shone bright while they kissed in the back. My heart is as wild as yours, and I don't want to tame you. You can ride that roller coaster as many times as you please. But you're tired and you're not well, and you just do it all over. I want to be wild, but I want to be well, and I want your days to go easy. I want to be wild, but I want to be well, and I want your days to go easy. Ooh, 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 ooh. They both finished school. Joe headed off to California. When drinking didn't cut it, he moved on to stronger things. And he visited him a few times, but he was barely there to know it. She didn't have the heart to tell him she still wore that cheap engraved ring. Joe called her from the hospital, and he flew in from Cleveland. She was standing by his bedside. He'd overdosed again. She'd have done most anything to take his burden from him, but you can't erase the pain of a very young man. My heart is as wild as yours, and I don't want to tame you. You can ride that roller coaster as many times as you please, but you're tired and you're not well, and you just do it all over. I want to be wild, but I want to be well, and I want your days to go easy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And he moved to Portland, got a studio apartment, and Joe sent letters saying he was really on the mend. And then he wove a blanket from those promises Joe gave her, and she boxed up all the pictures, and she didn't visit him again. My heart is as wild as yours, and I don't want to tame you. You can ride that roller coaster as many times as you please, but you're tired and you're not well, and you just do it all over. I want to be wild, but I want to be well, and I want your days to go easy. I want to be wild, but I want to be well, and I want your days to go easy. Ooh, ooh. She loved those ups and downs, loved that Ferris wheel turning. She was addicted to the thrill of rolling fast by his side. But when that track doesn't change, gotta learn the hard way. Someday there comes a time when you gotta get off the ride. Flooding in the valley, frost is on the ground, droplets on the window, cold is moving back to town. Been a long year since I saw you, guess you and I are much the same. Wishful thinking we're all cleaned up while we still play the poet game. But there was a time when I would have done anything to make you want me. worshipped at the altar of hurt and heartbreak for so long. Made saints out of wanderers and hymns out of their song. How I wanted to be like you, tough and reckless and strong. Watching you taught me both sides, living right and living wrong. But there was a time when I would have done anything to make you want me. I'm not crying because we never were anything. I'm crying 'cause that's all behind me now. I guess this is how it feels to have made it. Disillusioned with illusions I was chasing. No trophies or parades, just the quiet realization I'm free of the enchantments on my heart. Well, I really was no different than any kid with a guitar, trying to make someone love me by trading songs and scars. You really were no different than any hero I could choose. Beneath all the wisdom, there's only ordinary blues. Beneath all the wisdom, there's only ordinary blues. But there was a time when I would have done anything to make you want me. I'm not crying because we never were anything. I'm crying 'cause that's all behind me now. That's all behind me now. I'm not crying now. Now. I remember feeling so hopeful about him. We were gonna take on the whole world. Every night was torture without him, but it was worth it, 'cause I'd always be his girl. And I left him or he left me, a parade of interchangeable he's. Healed my scars so they could give me fresh ones. Each time there's a little less to hurt, build tolerance to the dust and dirt, till I'm immune to every flirt in the kingdom. My heart still jumps at a sideways glance, a hand upon my waist. I've been starved for love for so long. When I get a taste, feels just like the first time, except I don't believe in the stories my heart tells me. A decade now since we were first together. Ran off to Seattle in the spring, and I was just a schoolgirl chasing after the quickest way to forever and a wing. We played house and he would fix the toilet. I baked pies and I'd make the bed. We both hated doing dishes and the laundry, and he'd make me cry until my eyes were red. My heart still jumps at a sideways glance, a hand upon my waist. I've been starved for love for so long. When I get a taste, feels just like the first time, except I don't believe in the stories my heart tells me. Ooh, ooh, I'm not hardened yet, maybe I should be. Lord knows I've seen enough pressure and heat. I still love as easy now as when you knew me. Wide eyes and wallet open to the thieves. I'm not jaded yet, still blood and bone. There's no good way to turn a heart to stone, but I put in my time trying to change. The difference is subtle. I still love causing trouble, but those sweet words of love just come out strange. My heart still jumps at a sideways glance, a hand upon my waist. I've been starved for love for so long. When I get a taste, feels just like the first time, except I don't believe in the stories my heart tells me. In the stories my heart tells me. In the stories my heart tells me.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hi, and welcome back to On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy. We're joined with Heather Styka. So Heather, where do you hope to see yourself in the future as a musician?
Well, I'm putting out a new record, actually. I have it here with me, and this comes out May 18th, so I'm going to be touring a bunch on this. We've got PR people behind it, and so that's a whole big thing. There's so much that goes into the making of an album that, like, right now my big hope is just to have as many people possibly listening to it and enjoying it, and then go play shows to those people. So that's the model, that's the life, that's the dream, and I'm already doing it was the good news, but just more listeners, I guess, is really the hope.
So where can we find you online and around social media?
Yeah, so I have, like, there's not a single social media thing that I'm not on. Instagram is probably my favorite if you find me there, but Heather Styka, Styka, or heatherstyka.com. There are videos, there's everything you ever wanted to know about me, and also befriend me on whatever your chosen platform of social whatevers.
All right. So do you have any favorite artists you like to listen to?
Well, I mean, there are many. I mostly listen to my friends' CDs in the car, and I feel like if I went and listed them all out, that would take forever. But my, like, big idol, like as a singer and also in terms of material that I'm into, probably Ella Fitzgerald, if I had to pick one.
All right. Let's have a listen to your last song.
Driving down the highway past O'Hare, planes stretch across the sky like half a dozen stars of Bethlehem. Hard to pinpoint why I'm feeling like the world's gonna end. Some folks wanna build a wall, some folks are gunning men down. There's no sense to it all, but sure that's obvious by now. While the ghosts of our worst selves hang around, haunting corridors of binary code. If I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, this would all make sense to me. All the neon storefront psychics are being replaced by artisan tacos and yoga studios. Same difference, I guess. Never got my fortune read there anyhow. We slipped under the fence, cemetery in the snow, kissed on a stone bench, souls resting in peace below. Still haven't learned the difference between love and letting go, so I'm just casting new actors for the part of my new hope. If I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, this would all make sense to me. Ooh. Some days I'm left speechless by the beauty of the world, and some days I'm left speechless by the cruelty of the world, and often in between, don't know what to say. So I drove from Lakeshore to the runway at midnight, mumbling prayers to no one in particular. Keep singing the same song till we finally get the notes right. I look to you to lead me home, oh, holding pattern plain lights. If I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, this would all make sense to me. If I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, if I could hear that song one more time, this might all make sense to me.
Hi, and thanks for watching On Track. I'm your host, Patrick Murphy, and a special thanks to Heather Styka. See you next time.